I want you to teach me how to love you. I want to learn your ways. I want to learn how to communicate. I want to learn the things that make you feel safe, the things that make you feel loved, and the things that will make us succeed in our relationship. I know that you are my person. And for that reason, I want to do the work. I want to stay here. I want to work on it. As long as this remains healthy and we remain evolving individuals, I want to stay here. So teach me your ways. Teach me how your brain works, how I can communicate with you better, the things that I can do to make sure that I always make you feel safe. I'm not saying I'm going to be perfect, but I'm saying that I'm willing to try.
Say they want that, and they think that they truly mean it when they say they want that. But in couples therapy, I'll see something like a woman will come in and you know, she'll say that exact thing to her partner. You know, I really want you to open up. I feel like we're not connecting. I want you to be more vulnerable with me. I want you to tell me what's going on inside. And if he does, and let's say he starts crying, tears up, or really starts crying, she inevitably will have this reaction of, I don't feel safe when he doesn't open up to me because I don't feel connected to him, but I don't feel safe when he's that vulnerable with me either, because there's something, just some cultural programming in her around what it's like to be with a man who's crying or a man who is vulnerable.
I'm telling you, it is the wildest thing when you wake up one day and you realize you feel nothing, that it is gone and it's never coming back. And you're not even sure if it was ever really there. Literally, you wake up, it hits you, and you're freaked out because you don't understand what's happening. And you just think, how did I get here? How did I build a whole world with this person? And I feel nothing. You almost feel crazy. They're not bad. There wasn't a fight. There wasn't a big event that made you say, I'm done.
Hey, these brothers. Man, I want to talk about something, man, that us as men don't talk about enough when it comes to relationships, man. Never be the man that attempts to bring peace into a woman's life. And I say that, you know, and the really reason I want to have this conversation, man, is because a lot of us, man, once we live life and go through enough things, a lot of us still see men moving in a certain fashion, you know, having full knowledge that situation they're in is going to end in a certain way. You know what I'm saying? Never be the man that attempts to bring peace into a woman's life, because it's not going to end the way you think it's going to end. And you can see the evidence, man, of this all around you. You know, you can look at celebrity relationships, man. You can look at your partner that's been dating a girl for 3 years, 5 years, treats her like a queen, tries to bring the ultimate level of peace into her life, and it just goes south. You have to understand, man, it goes against the internal code of a woman for a man to be standing on the fact that, hey, you know what? I want to make your life better. You know what I'm saying? And I'm talking about it from a place of this, right? Like when you're on the gram or you're on the book, man, and you see a woman's profile and you kind of see how she's moving, you see what she's about. Before you even shoot your shot, you gather yourself, man. You get this energy, this aura about yourself that, hey, you know what? I'm going to present myself to her in a way that I can make her life easier, that I can bring more peace into her life, that maybe she can quit her job, that maybe she can have someone to help her with the kids, that can help her with the bills, and somebody that can talk to her and affirm her love languages, and just bring this ultimate aura of peace to her life. But I'm telling you, man, once you're a man that goes into any kind of relationship with that kind of energy, it's not going to end the way you think it's going to end. And I know Disney and everything else taught us to be a certain type of man. I know that a lot of women even get online and talk about, hey, if a man just does this, and if a man just opens up, if a man just shares this with me, if a man just does this and just makes my life more blissful, then the relationship will be blissful. But you got to understand, on a whole nother note, like that was the downfall of Samson. You know, thinking that, hey, you know what, if I can just be a certain way, like I know who I am, but if I can just bend my ways to make this woman's life more more peaceful, then life will be better. Whole time it was a man's ultimate destruction, right? But even if it's not the destruction of a man and his purpose, it's going to be the destruction of that relationship in a matter of time. Because you got to understand, a woman secretly craves the man she really can't stand. I'm going to say it again, man. And as I say it again, I need you to really think about the women from your past. I need you to really think about the women that keep coming back. Women secretly crave the man that she can't stand. Not the fact that he may be an a-hole and all this kind of stuff, but there are certain elements of that man that she craves because it's speaking directly to the code that she was built on or built with. So again, man, don't be that man that just constantly attempting to bring peace into a woman's life because it's not doing what you think it's doing. You know what I'm saying? Like the first thing you gotta understand is like polar opposites attract. I'll say it like that, man. Which means if a woman is in a state of chaos, if a woman is in a state of always vibrating between multiple thoughts and multiple energies and multiple emotions, then the thing that she's going to be attracted to is solid, firm, I'll call it zero frequency all the time. It's like zero frequency. A man's objective is to get to as close as no movement in his energy, stoic, if you will, as possible. You know what I'm saying? Which means when a man is moving in that energy, that there is no seeking another type of vibration. It's like this is what it is. So I say that to say, man, like when you're even going out to entertain a woman for a relationship, your energy is either going to be, how can I make your life easier? Or this is the world I built. Would you like to be a part of it? Do you even meet the requirements of it? It's a different energy, man. And it puts a woman in a different state when you move in a certain energy. But when you come to this energy, meaning, hey, you know what? I have a mission. I have a direction I'm going. I have a way that I conduct myself. I have a frequency that I vibrate to. But let me come out of that to make sure you're good. Let me come out of that to make sure I can bring peace into your life. Brother, that is not attractive. Yeah, she might jump on board for a minute to get the fringe benefits of that, but it's not speaking to the code of a woman. You know what I'm saying? She wants something where her chaotic state can orbit around. Or she wants I'll say like a firm container that can give that chaotic state of hers some structure. Because you gotta understand when that chaotic state meets with structure, a lot of power is generated in that type energy. And we don't have time to really go down that whole conversation. That's a whole nother hour lecture, but there's a whole lot of power generated when that friction or that chaotic state meets structure. It's a beautiful thing, man. It's a beautiful thing. But again, don't be that guy. Don't be that guy that's always trying to, and I'll say it like this. Because what I'm not saying is don't be a good guy. What I'm not saying is don't do nice things for your woman. Don't buy flowers. I'm not saying all that stuff, man. But I believe I said this a few videos ago. Never break character. Never break character, man. And you got to understand, man, that what a lot of women are requesting of you is for you to break character. Oh, well, we haven't done this, or you need to do this, or I need words of I need all these things. It's like, no, like this is the ship that I'm driving. I'm not turning in any other direction. Like your job as a woman is to see if this ship is one you would choose to reside on. Like we're not changing. Yes, if you're on this ship, then life will be what it is. But it's not changing. I'm not changing the trajectory or the vibration of this ship. So that's really all I'm saying, man. A lot of us have issues, and you live long enough, man. You live long enough, and at some point in time, You may find yourself in a situation, man, where you change vibrations from who you are, where you're going, and how you move, and the situation you're in may change up. May change up. So all I'm saying, man, is never leave that state of constant energy. That's why I'm always telling a man, hey, when you wake up every day, brother, the first thing you ask yourself, who am I? Where am I going? And never leave that prayer. And never leave that prayer. Even when you're going into relationships, man, and you're shooting your shot or whatever, or even if you're in a relationship and you've been in there for a minute, never come out of that state, bro. Never be in an energy where you're saying, okay, you know what? I need to bring a level of peace into this woman's life. It's like, no, this is the flight she chose to get on. Like if you're cruising like Emirates, man, and a woman gets on your flight, then you don't change your code of conduct. You don't change your frequency. It's like if she doesn't like it, she can go get on Frontier. She can go get on American Airlines. And I'm not saying that from a place of be a jerk to her. I'm not saying that at all. But I'm saying be so locked into your identity, man, that you're no longer in that phase of trying to please a woman. Not that you're not sweet to a woman or kind to a woman or massaging a woman, but you're never trying to gain the approval of a woman. You got to understand how dangerous that is. You got to understand how unattractive it is to the deepest level of a woman. And I'm going to say this, man, for the longest time, I didn't understand that. For the longest time, I couldn't understand when a man moved in a certain way and bent his whole world over to make sure a woman's world was peaceful, and I would see it go a certain way. Even the people I knew. And I'm talking about over the number of years I've lived. I never understood that. I never understood why the good guy finished last. I never understood why the man that was giving his wife roses and all this stuff every day just to see that smile on her face was ending up in destruction, or was ending up with her moving with the Cletuses and Creflos down the road that really had no long-term intention with her. I couldn't understand that, bro. I could understand that, but you got to understand, man, when we move as men, when we move in an energy where we're always trying to please a woman, but it's going against her internal code. So never try to be that man that pleases her, man. And one way you can kind of, I'll say, attempt to avoid even falling into this trap, bro, is always being a man that challenges your woman. Because what a lot of people do, what a lot of us as men, what we do as men is we'll try to present a life to a woman where it's just like, hey, you know what? If you're in my life, or if I'm in your life is just gonna be easy, and rose petals will fall from the sky, and all you gotta do is wake up and be beautiful. And you gotta understand that a lot of men's desire is to put their woman in a position where she can just wake up, breathe, and go to sleep and live the pleasantries of life. You don't want that, bro. If you don't want to be a man that's in a pleasing type, let me just bring the highest level of peace to your life, and if you don't want to fall into that trap, man, always be challenging your woman. Not only for the sake of that, man, but for the sake of who you are. Because if you're a man that's always evolving like you're supposed to be, then you need to have a woman in your life that can always evolve as well. Or at some point, she's going to become an anchor to you, man. So always be challenging your woman. Challenge your woman to say, hey, you know what? You've never been hiking. Let's go on a 2-mile hike. Let's go on a 5-mile. Let's go on a 20-mile hike. You've never tapped into your ability. You've never tapped into what you're good at. You've never tapped into your skill and tried to move in that energy and give it back to the world. Challenge her. Like make her feel uncomfortable in a sense. You know what I'm saying? Make her try to elevate. Make her try to get healthier. You know what I'm saying? because she's gonna respect that state of you saying, "Hey, we got to be moving forward." She's gonna respect that, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because if you're presenting her, a life of ease on a platter, and just because I'm here, I want you smiling. I promise you, on everything I know, man, it's not going to end the way you want. You know what I'm saying? So when you challenge that woman, it's going to be vetting her at the same time, man. It's going to be checking so many boxes, man. You got to understand, as much as a lot of y'all just want to give a woman, a life of ease, a woman craves a man that can make her better, or craves a man that can identify her strengths and help her move forward in that she can learn from. There are very few men that are moving like that. So don't be scared, man. Don't be scared to put your woman in a, of course, respectably uncomfortable position to challenge her. Don't just be bringing ultimate levels of peace. Challenge her chaotic state, her chaotic state, man. Make her own and move in that energy, man. But the last thing I want to talk about, man, as far as ensuring that you don't, fall victim and become a man that all he wants to do is bring peace and harmony and butterflies into a woman's life, which I'm telling you, she doesn't crave that, is never leave your world, man. Never leave your world. And I know if y'all watch the show, I know y'all understand what I'm saying when I say never leave your world. When I say never leave your world, I'm really saying never leave the bubble you've created, bro. And man, I could say this a million different ways. I could say never come off your square, never leave your frequency, never whatever, man. But the most important thing, the most desirable thing, man, the thing that gives a woman that protection and safety that you are who you say you are, is you never leaving that energy. You never bending to become something else just because she's in your life. Never leave your world, man. Meaning, again, your morals, the way you see the world mainly. You've done all this work, man. You found your singular truth just in order for you to see the world through the lens of God. That's your bubble. That's your spiritual fingerprint. That's how you see the world. That's your hack. That's your key to that sanctum, that sacred space inside of you where all of your answers are, bro. You can never leave that position. And I know it, man. I live in the same world, bro. I see some of these women, man, they cute, they bad, they fine, they smell good. And it's like, bro, like I could go shoot my shot, but I know a lot of men are shooting their shot. So you're saying what edge could I offer her? What life what benefit of life? What level of ease? What level of peace can I offer her that every other man is not offering her that could get her to come on my team instead of everybody else? Don't be that guy. Again, your world is your world. Never be in your world, man. Never alter the way you see the world. Never alter the way you move in it. Never bend to bring peace in anybody else's world, man. Because I'm telling you, I promise you, bro, it will not end the way you think it will. Again, look around you, man. Look at the people on the news, man, that you say, hey, you know what? I've been seeing y'all online, man, for the last 15 years, man. Y'all been married, y'all done had kids, and everything seems, but it ended a certain way, man. I'm telling you, man, you're unchecking so many boxes that a woman needs to move in a certain way, man. So again, never be that man that attempts to bring peace into a woman's life. Because low key, man, she is secretly craving the man that she hates.